All of us know at least one person in our lives who played sports at the collegiate level. Even if it wasn't a personal relationship, it could be a classmate or a childhood friend. Don't you think it's unfair for that person, to devote so much time to being a student athlete and receive no pay? Not even a stipend or a salary of some sort. The NCAA would not even be an industry if it had no student athletes committing to play at their school. Therefore, they should do something to reward these players some monetary compensation. Student athletes are young adults. Some are even still teenagers. Is it right for them to spend so much time playing a sport, working, possibly risking damage to their bodies, and so much more for free? The main points of this speech are going to be that college athletes spend a lot of time dedicated to the sport. The money from the athletics isn't automatically funded to the school, and student athletes can learn money management while the NCAA is an $11 billion industry. First, college athletes dedicate a lot of their time to the sport. According to NCAA.org, student athletes spend over 40 hours a week on athletics. That is more time than a full-time job, and even some part-time jobs. So, if a student could spend all their time playing sports, practicing, just spending all this time playing a sport for free, that's free labor. It's basically volunteer work. Do you think that's fair? No, no one would think that's fair. You spend your time doing something, even especially something that you love, for free. They would not even have time to have a job if they use all their time for their athletic and academic needs. A student's full loaded schedule is 15 hours a week. 15 hours a semester, which is 15 hours a week. So if they spend all their time to go to class, then have to study, do homework, and then spend over 40 hours practicing, there is no time to even get a part-time job, to even try to make some money on the side. So if they're doing sports like a job, they should receive some pay, even if it's just a weekly allowance or some fee to take care of themselves. And then during this, student athletes can learn money management skills. Say, for example, a person who plays football at the collegiate level makes it to the NFL. NFL players make millions of dollars a year. If they never had the opportunity to make their own money, they'll never know how to manage that. They could be broke within the next year. And then what if they get hurt and they're out of the NFL? They don't have a backup because they left school. They don't even have their degree. So maybe if they were making money while in college playing the sport, they could have saved and learned how to manage their money better. And that way, if they do make it to the NFL, they'll have better money management skills and they'll have money stashed away from when they were younger. And oftentimes, college athletes also have to spend summers participating in sports-related activities. The opportunity they could use to work and save in the summer is taken away from them. Usually the summer is the time that most college students use to save up and work all summer long before they have to go back and start school and classes again. But these students never stop. These student athletes continue practicing, working hard, spending hours and hours and hours practicing their sport, and even more than usually during the regular season, because coaches and athletic departments look at summer like free time because they don't have classes, which gives them even less time to try to work. Some athletes come from less fortunate households, and how does the NCAA expect these students to provide for themselves if they can never work? The NCAA, when you have a scholarship to go to college to play a sport, that pays for tuition, food, like meal plans and stuff. But what about if they need transportation home? What if they have to help parents look after little siblings? What if they have personal needs? None of that could be solved if they don't have time to make their own money. Just providing for them to get to school doesn't help them once they're there. Also, the money from athletics isn't automatically funded to the school. A lot of people believe that because so much money is coming in, it goes to helping these students' academics, like providing textbooks or enhancing classes. That's not even true. The profits from the athletics are shared between administrators, coaches, and athletic directors. Sometimes money is actually taken from the school to fund sports. According to USA Today, the University of Tennessee took $18 million out of its scholarship and fellowship funds and decided to invest it into the athletic department instead. If money is being taken away from the school to enhance the athletic department, and the athletic department isn't giving any of this money back, that's taken away from not only the student athletes, but from students who aren't athletes. So, if all this money is being used to make money for these athletes to do better, why are they not receiving any of the compensation when the program wouldn't be the program without them? Also, coaches. Coaches make six-figure salaries every year. Coaches are making money and aren't putting in as much as the players. Coaches just coach. They write plays and they tell these players what to go out there and do, but none of them ever actually suit up and do it. They're not taking as big of a risk as the players while they're making six figures. For example, Nick Saban from Alabama topped the list earning roughly $5.5 million in 2013 alone, followed by Mark Brown at Texas bringing in about $5.4 million. These coaches didn't really do anything, in my opinion. I just think they just the leaders. They tell them, hey, do this, run this play, run in this area, tackle this guy. But do they get hurt? Do they get injured? Are they taking all of their time when they could be doing something else to make money for free? No. They're taking out the same time, dedicating the same time as these guys, and they're making millions. Why are these guys getting $0? Some of the biggest athletics programs do give back to their school. For example, Alabama contributes a portion of its football proceeds to funding non-athletic scholarships as well as school development. However, reinvestment does not reflect the net worth of the football team alone, which is suggested to be worth over $100 million. So just because a couple scholarships are funded, what's happening with the rest of the $100 million? Some of that, and again, reinforcing that some of this money should be given to the players when they're the reason that this money is there. Because this is such a significant problem that is being dealt with inadequately in the present system, people need to speak up and demand that schools defend these athletes by requesting that either the school's athletic department pays the athlete or the NCAA does it directly. With my solution, student athletes will continue to struggle. Without my solution, student athletes will continue to struggle in college. They will continue to risk their bodies and health and work for free to bring in money for an institution that does not pay them, and also help them pay people who does not risk anything like they are. Student athletes are basically discredited for the success when all of the credit is owed to them. With my solution, student athletes will work harder and value what they're doing and not have so much pressure to try to support themselves outside of their sport. They'll feel better about what they're doing because they're a part of the success. Some people may say there are disadvantages to my solutions. Some may say that the scholarship that the athlete receives is enough. But like I stated before, it's not. Just because someone pays for you to get to college and pays for you to have a meal plan and somewhere to live while you're there, it's more to life than just having somewhere to live and somewhere to pay for your education. How can they use that education if they're getting it but then they're hungry all the time? So, dining halls have a time limit. They close. Practice could last to 8, 9, 10. After they do homework, when will they even have time to even eat? They have to grab something and go to their room. And that costs money that's not provided to them. Also, personal needs. What if these students, you don't know, that even though they're young, they could have children. They could need transportation to go home more often or anything. And the scholarship doesn't pay for none of that. It just pays for you to get there. So once you're there, you need help. Also, if these students that have their talent, there's a chance that they may have not even made it to college. So then what? That's how I feel like that's one of the biggest things that should show you that college athletes should be paid. Because in high school, they had a talent so strong that a college say, hey, we're gonna pay for you to be here so that you can come and make us some money. So while the college is using them to make money, they're not even supporting them and helping them to be better. A lot of times, college athletes don't even make it to the next level. But college programs don't even prepare them for that. They just use them until it's over, not leaving them with anything. My solution is the best solution because it's the most fair to the student athlete. Some people say we should try an alternative solution like giving these players necessities like maybe a post-practice meal or uniforms for practice. But again, like I say, it's more than that. No, think of your life. Think of what all you need that's not provided to you. Think about all the things that you have with support. But think about what all the things you have to do on your own. No, support is great, but it's always more than just your support. No one can do 100% for you, which is why the opportunity for these athletes to do for themselves is taken away by the time it's consumed by the sport. Therefore, they need support. Therefore, they need to be paid for their sport. My solution is better than the autonomous solution because there's more than individual needs besides what's required to play the sport. The NCAA can't say why the athlete needs money. They just need to give it to them. Your job, your payroll job, doesn't say, hey, you don't need that big house. We're not going to pay you that much. They don't tell the coaches, hey, you've done enough. We're only going to give you $5 this week because your team lost. They get their pay regardless. So why is that opportunity being taken away from the athletes? And in conclusion, I'd like to say that athletes deserve pay because the whole program is based off them. Coaches get fired when teams consecutively lose. So that should show you that it's all about them. If something's all about you, why are you not a part of the success? Why are you not getting paid and rewarded for what you do? Thank you for this.
That was great.